Hello beautiful yogi, it's Nica from nicavoteesa.com. In today's video, we're doing things a little bit differently. So I know it's been a hot minute since I posted the last time on YouTube, but I'm doing things a little bit differently and I'm bringing you some amazing guest speakers that I've had the honor of sitting down with to have a chat about their yoga journey. In this video, I'm introducing the new segment called Chats on the Mat, and I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down and chatting with Grace from Teale Yoga. In today's video, we're going to talk all about what it means to honor yourself as a yoga teacher, how to replenish your cup so you can give more to others, and what it means to be paid for the value that you're offering to your students, and how to overcome some of the barriers or the mindset barriers that come with it. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. So without further ado, let's jump into the conversation. Grace, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're so welcome.
Can you please tell us a little bit about who you are and just your yoga journey, just to start off with?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, my name is Grace Teale from Teale Yoga. Yoga came into my life in fact, I did my very first class when I was around 15, 16 years old, and it was hella boring.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of class was it?
Well, because I used to be a dancer, and then our instructor would always get us to do a stretch before we did like our dance class.
Yeah.
And that was the yoga, and it was always like so boring to me. Like, let's get this over and done with. Let's do the dancing, right?
Yeah.
And then since then, like it just kind of came in and out of my life.
Yeah.
I found myself going to yoga classes randomly at uni.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be on TV and I would just join in, but it still was very boring to me.
Yeah. Was it like a slow flow? Or was it Was it this, like, did you find it was boring from the different classes that you were going to? Like, was it?
I think I was just really impatient.
Yeah.
Like, and I just wanted, but the stretch felt so good. And I wanted that gratification of feeling good after a stretch.
Yeah.
Without doing the boring work, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And then so I kind of just floated back and forth. And after I had my third daughter, I was like, I need to relax. I need to find a little bit of rest. And what's this yoga business that everyone does to relax?
Yeah.
And so I started going consistently, and I felt the changes in my body, in my mind, in just everything that I did. And we talk a lot about yoga on and off the mat.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was able to kind of incorporate that in my everyday life. And I was like, everyone needs to know about yoga.
Yeah. I'd love to know a little bit more about like yoga on and off the mat and like what the difference is and how people can apply that in their everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me in the beginning, it was, I'm coming to yoga to feel relaxed, to feel calm, and to feel inner peace. And I was escaping everyday life to find that feeling on the mat, but you can literally have that off the mat.
Yeah.
So
wait.
exactly, like I would like be so stressed trying to get to class to be calm when you can be calm going to class. So that was the first experience for myself in terms of taking it on and off the mat.
And is that something that you want to strive to teach all of like your students to do that in the classes that you teach?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we're mostly what I'm finding, and certainly that was my story, was the asana and the stretching and the feeling good in my body, and then finding new ways to move the body to feel like good about yourself and to feel stretch.
Yes.
And so for that reason, I was like, this is something that I can offer to people, and I want to do that. I want to be that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were you doing before you became a yoga teacher? So was there a moment where you're like, yes, I'm going to do my yoga teacher training and I'm going to pursue this?
I don't know if I remember the exact moment, but certainly the more and more classes that I attended and the more at peace that I felt both on and off the mat, again, I was like, this is a gift and this is something that needs to be shared. How selfish of me.
Absolutely. I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, I know. I get that all the time when I talk about it.
That is literally like your purpose and why you're a teacher.
That's right.
And that's what the world needs. Like,
I think so too. I'm so passionate about teachers and their worth and what they bring to this world. And I get really passionate about teachers valuing themselves because we don't always.
Yeah.
And we have so much to offer.
Yes.
And
incredibly. Is that because you're giving so much all the time to other people that, as you say, like you have to give from a full cup, and when you're constantly giving, there's nothing left for yourself.
Exactly.
So making sure that teachers value themselves as well
100%
is how you can come and serve your classes, so you can make that difference of teaching people how to be on and off the mat.
Exactly.
I love it. That is really, it's such a big change.
It is.
Did it take you a little while to figure that out, or just the consistent journey that you had?
Yeah, I think so. In the beginning, it was just saying yes to all the things.
Yeah.
All the things. I used to drive over an hour to teach 1 hour class.
Wow.
So that was 2 hours of travel
Yeah.
to teach a 1 hour class, but I was saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
I was even given an offer to teach a 1 hour class that was way less than the standard rate. But I did it because I was like, foot in the door.
Yeah.
And I think maybe in the beginning, but it's just not sustainable.
No. And how have you changed it so that you've put yourself first so you can give more to other people as well? And I guess also with your social media, you're giving extra value to your students. So how have you figured out giving value?
It's a work in progress, but I'm setting healthier boundaries.
Yeah.
So because I'm also a mum, so weekends I don't do. I very rarely do. School hours as well, when my children are at school, so I know that, you know, they're safe and I'm there for them when they're not at school. So that's another thing that I do. And I'm also pretty selective about what types of classes that I do teach. Because if it's consistently like power, then, which is what I love and that's what I do, that's my specialty. But there needs to be that balance of yin and yang. So I do also teach yin as well. So being really selective, being really setting those healthy boundaries and not traveling for over an hour to teach a 1 hour class, which is what I did in the beginning.
Yeah, just to get your foot in the door.
That's right.
But I guess if you didn't experience that, you wouldn't have come to that realization of setting those healthier boundaries.
So true.
Well.
And then not accepting less than what the rate is.
Yes.
Because I even had mentors and teachers around me who said, just accept.
Really?
And it wasn't until a really dear friend stepped in and said, Grace, you're worth it.
Yeah. And I think that's a big challenge that a lot of yoga teachers have, just generally, that like you need to be paid what you're worth.
Absolutely.
And I guess the stigma around wanting to take money for something you know that's going to help someone else, and why should I charge someone, or why should I make someone pay for this knowledge that should be accessible to everyone? But I look at it in a way of, from the student's point of view, they're investing in themselves, so they're happy to pay to learn from you.
Yeah.
And when you can flip that around, it empowers you, or as a teacher, to be okay with accepting, to be paid for what you're worth, and not literally, you're not walking around with a price tag on your head. It's just about you're offering value, and you've invested in yourself to begin with to do your own training, and then your students are investing in themselves to learn from you.
I think so too. And you know what? People value what they pay for.
Yes.
They don't value free.
Yes, I 100% agree. I mean, there's place for it. There's definitely a place for it, for free and for paid. But coming back to, you need to honor yourself and understand that you can get paid for the value that you're offering.
I agree. And if you're not excited about what you have to offer, why would anyone get excited about that as well.
And it's the transformation as well. So yes, they may be paying $25 or $30 a class, but what transformation are they going to have from consistently coming from your classes? And that's going to be worth so much more than the money that they're putting down.
Your inner peace, it's priceless.
What other challenges have you found besides managing your time and making sure you had healthy boundaries? Was there any other challenges you've come across throughout your journey?
I think a lot of it is to do with mindset, of feeling that self-worth and that value and that I am enough. Because who am I to get up here and teach you? Who am I to be on social media and talk to you about this ancient practice that I'm really just learning about every single day? And that comes with everything that you just mentioned. I've invested thousands of dollars in teacher training. I regularly go to workshops and educate myself through books to find more about yoga and how I can better serve other people. I consistently show up to class, not just to teach, but as a student as well, so that I can be that person. And look, I'm still working on this every single day.
Everyone's learning consistently. And I think you need to consistently invest in yourself and educate yourself and just consistently be a student in any area of life.
Absolutely. So I think for me, number one is just that consistency of learning. And then number two, of just continuing to be a student and stay humble and learn from and teach from what you know. And teach as best as you can.
And I think that even if you know a little bit more, it doesn't matter if you don't know everything. Just going back to the fear of who am I to be teaching, who am I to be getting up here and talking to all of these students. But even if you know a little bit something different to someone else, you can teach it to them. You don't have to know everything, and they don't have to know everything either. But it's just that little bit of difference, and bridging the gap is enough to say I'm worthy of teaching you what I know. I want to share with you what I know. And that's all that it is. It doesn't have to be that you know everything.
No, because I don't think I ever will. I will live 10,000 lifetimes and I will still have something to learn.
Absolutely. I had a really good quote the other day from Marie Forleo. And if you don't know who Marie Forleo is, she's the creator of B School, which is an amazing program that a lot of inspirational people have done in business and in various different areas. But what she said is, if you ever come across something and your automatic thought is, I already know this, change the dialogue and say, what can I learn from this? And that is going to impact so much more of your perspective on life and how you deliver yourself and how you connect with other people as well, because we always have something else to learn.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good.
It was such a powerful way of thinking.
I love her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. She's great. Like she's
coming to Brisbane.
Is she?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, we need to go. To wrap it up, I guess, what has been your funniest moment in yoga? Like, have you ever had a funny moment while you were teaching, or a funny moment while you were practicing on your own?
There are many.
Yeah.
I think I really just try to roll with it. Like I'm myself, and then I will occasionally stumble and say the wrong thing. But to be honest, I think students see that and like, wow, she's human. She says bad words and she forgets cues and she might have missed, I don't know, that. I just roll with it.
That's awesome. And it shows like you are human. Like everyone makes mistakes, but you can get up and just keep going with it. That's awesome. So with the takeaways from our conversation today, so the first thing I guess is making sure you set healthy boundaries for yourself so you're not pouring from an empty cup, so you can keep fulfilling yourself and then offering to other people. The second one would be mindset.
Yes.
Okay. And the third one is to pick yourself up even if you fall and to laugh it off.
Absolutely. You have to have a sense of humor. There is it's the answer to life.
So laughing feels good. Laughing releases endorphins.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Grace, for joining me today, and I hope you've all learned something from Grace and her journey.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good job. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment below with your favorite takeaway from our conversation.